episode. Hey, good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning,
Did that song get you fired up for your Monday morning?
Yeah, I love that song.
I do
such
too.
a perfect song. I really do. Every now and then, during the day, it comes into my head. You know, like like what do they call those earworms? Right,
Indeed.
where the sound comes in.
I hope that happens to everybody. It happens to me too. I hope everybody gets blessed with that song being stuck in their head for hours on end.
Yes, so
Awesome.
that we can enjoy that and log in and watch us every day.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is Monday, and Luannah, let me ask you a question right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I noticed that you're in a remote location. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here with you.
I am at the BC Ferries parking lot, waiting to catch a ferry to Vancouver. I was supposed to be in Vancouver today, so normally I would have done it from our home there, but we had a windstorm last night.
Ooh.
It was so windy, it was crazy, and I thought I'm not going to go just in case something happens, and because sometimes trees can come down or branches and things like that. So I'm here, and actually, how about I show everybody a bit of the sunrise right now?
That is exactly what we're hoping for, ladies and gentlemen. Live action. Look at the sunrise.
It's coming up.
It's very majestic. It's more beautiful there than it is here. Today in San Antonio, if I look out the window, I see fog.
Oh, yeah, we've had really beautiful, clear days here, and the colors this morning are really rich and royal. Hey, they look so beautiful.
Yeah, it's very well described too, rich
Yeah.
and royal. I saw both.
Yeah, and then we've got Pono right here.
Pono.
My
Pono
son
knows what's going on too. She's watching, and you know, whatever.
hanging out. He's
Not
hanging
that
out.
impressed. I understand.
Yeah, he's snoozing now. Yeah, so good to have a show with you again today. This is our second show together, I think, right?
Yeah, I think, is it our second or third? I don't even might be our third potentially.
Is it our third? Oh wow! Last one we were I was in LA last time we were together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all about the remote locations when we join on Monday's episode, and I think it's awesome. I was telling a story earlier about how I've had some pretty cool remote location podcasts in my career as well, and they never seem to fail. So today, folks, you're going to get probably the best episode possibly of all time in the history of podcasting, and we're happy to bring it to you on Monday.
Absolutely. Good way to start a Monday.
Definitely.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining us today. It's episode 57 of season 3, 57 episodes already of 2026. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
It's like, wow, the days are just going by so fast too. Hey, I can't believe we're already in March, middle March almost. Yeah. So what's that? I will be on the channel tonight. Who's that? Jake. Hi, Jake.
What's up, Jake?
What's up,
Jake's pretty good. He comments on my YouTube videos from time to time, and I appreciate that.
Awesome. That's great.
Always love when people watch my stuff.
The Danny and Jake show. Oh, that's too fun. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching us, and wanted to let you know where else you can watch us too. You can watch us on YouTube, Rumble, Kick at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and on Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and on Twitter or X at Broadcasting RI. And then you can also listen to us on audio versions at Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio at RI Broadcasting. And then our social medias, Facebook. Please join our Facebook. We're trying to build that up after we lost the page. We had like 10,000 viewers, and then now we're just barely at 100 right now, I think, right? Or we're just catching up to 100.
I
So
think we're on our way to 100.
on our
And
way to
to the
100.
10,000 people that were there before, where did you go? Why are you
Yeah.
not coming back? Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Come back. We need you. Yeah, so we can build that up and we can go live there as well. And so Facebook, obviously, and then Blue Sky, MeWe, Parlor, Gab, LinkedIn, Space Hey. We'll bring a little bit of Becky there at RIBroadcasting. And then also you can find us on the website at RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. And those are places you can find us. And if you go to our page on YouTube, we've got all the replays there as well. So we've got a lot of good shows. And last week there was an amazing one with Becky and her journey to Uganda, right? So that one I'd like to keep directing people back to. That was a pretty amazing show. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful.
I love it.
Beautiful. And
speaking of Becky, I see that the topic has just come up here with the Uganda donations. And I'm sure you've got some information on this, but I heard over the weekend that our fans have come through pretty large on this and that there is going to be some pretty good opportunities to help some people based on Becky going over and doing her trip and the link that she put together. Ron actually put it together on the website for donations, and I heard that someone popped off with a really good one yesterday. So thank you to everybody that contributes to that. It's a reminder that I need to, and I will today.
Yes, I will do that too today. Yes, I was wanting to do that the other day, and I didn't. Yeah. So
I need to. I'm afraid that if I don't, Becky will remind me next week, and I'll have to.
And then you'll
answer to her, and I don't really want to. Yeah, I don't want to have to tell her that I forgot. So take care of that, folks. Everything's going good with the Uganda. It's RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. Is that backslash or forward slash?
Forward slash. Yeah.
Uganda donations.
Yes. Thank you so much. I saw some of her pictures and it's just so beautiful, right? And that she's there helping people in that way. I love it.
The story was amazing. And I made some pretty good reels for it too that really turned out awesome. And I'm thankful that I got the opportunity to be on the show last week to learn about that trip. It seemed like it was a pretty amazing and life-changing thing for all parties involved. So there you go.
Yes, and it'll be even more with the donations to help the children. It's going to change a lot of lives. Yep. So that's a beautiful thing. Contributing in the little ways we can, the little and big ways we can. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So today, what's that? Chuck said he would go there to install the roof. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I will go there to install the roof. It'll be amazing. One of my roofing buddies did go to Uganda and he actually came back with a case of malaria. And I'm not going to let that happen. If we do the roof, I will make sure to wear long sleeves and long pants and
eat lots of garlic.
Lots of garlic. Oh, there you go. I didn't even realize that was the thing. Now I know why some people eat lots of garlic and the mosquitoes stay away from them.
Yeah, they don't like
Mostly garlic. People stay away from them too, for what it's worth.
That's true. Oh, right. We got the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame, vote for our Hall of Fame. We've got John Wayne, Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, Jack Lemmon, and Sean Connery. Who are you going to go for?
I am going with John Wayne. I feel like there's, although Paul Newman as well. I'm a big race car fan, and Paul Newman's a race driver. He's got an amazing salad dressing line as well. But I think when I look at that, the first person that sticks out to me is the Duke, John Wayne. So I am going to hope that maybe this month my pick actually wins. And I think outside of the Golden Girls, this would be the first time ever. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah, I'm going for Sean Connery. Yeah.
Should be a competitive matchup all the way to the final bell. And we may both be wrong. And Steve McQueen, Ron could be at home just voting, like pop, 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 pop. He could have such an insurmountable lead that we may never catch him. So it's going to be interesting to find out. And we've still got 3 weeks to go. So
all right.
Let's continue to build this grudge matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I heard Jack Lemmon said that John Wayne was not a very good actor. So if you guys are Jack Lemmon fans or John Wayne fans, vote for your rival here. And let's boost the numbers this month. Let's get 1 million votes. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that would be great.
I love it.
We've got you talking today about America's richest self-made women.
So today we're starting a new week, and as we do on Going On Daily, we have a weekly topic, And we each get to choose a story about that specific topic. And as you can see at the top of the screen, it's Women in History Week. And I decided to take a different route because this is a young lady that's still very active. She's not a historical figure, although she definitely is. And I think this is a story that not too many people are aware of, and I think it deserves being told. So, the richest woman in America, she is a very humble lady, and her name is Diane Hendricks. And I'm wearing this hat today that says ABC Supply. Diane Hendricks and her husband started ABC Supply back in 1982. They were a struggling young family. They had just had their first kid. She was a 17-year-old mother, had lived in a family where she was one of 9 kids, lived on a dairy farm, very humble beginnings. And in the 70s, she met this gentleman, and he was a roofer. And his name was Ken Hendricks. And Ken Hendricks had been roofing for several years, and he was pretty well versed in what he was doing. So he understood that some of the issues that the roofing contractors really had nothing to do with their materials or anything like that, but it was the way that they were being served and the way that they were being treated, and that somebody needed to step up and fill a gap, which was we needed to find someone that could help the construction people, the contractors, do their work in a timely manner, be efficient, be effective, and have a service that they can count on and know that they can be dependent upon. So they borrowed a bunch of money, and they bought 3 struggling, almost on the verge of bankruptcy, roofing supply businesses that were family owned. And from that 1982 transaction spawned ABC Supply, which now today, ABC Supply is the largest roofing and construction supplier in the United States, completely started from scratch by her and her husband. And the sad thing is that he, in 2007, unfortunately passed away. And so in 2007, you know, the guy who was at the head of the table, basically husband and wife, he did a lot of the, you know, the stuff in the public eye and everything. And she kind of took care of stuff in the background. In 2007, she then was forced to step into the limelight and become the leading force for ABC Supply. And guess what happened?
What happened?
It exploded. She started adding locations all over the country, having, you know, to the point where I think there are now 500 ABC Supplies in the United States. And you can literally go to ABC. It's contractor based. You can't go there as a homeowner and shop. You have to be a contractor to go there and actually be able to buy material. So it caters to us and our needs. And she has gotten to the point where now her net worth as a self-made woman, you know, I'm not one of those guys that's going to say that, you know, she didn't, because her husband passed away and that's when she got really, really big. Her net worth is $22 billion. And she is the richest self-made woman in America. And it's amazing because ABC Supply, I buy all my materials from them. The one thing that I notice about this company is when you go there, all the people are happy, no matter what location. I could be in Lubbock, Texas. I could be in Bryan, Texas. I could be in San Antonio, anywhere in the United States. And the people at the ABC Supply are always friendly. They're always in a good mood. They're always positive. And they go way above and beyond to take care of our needs. I've had situations where I had emergencies. They forgot to deliver a job one time on a Friday, and they're not open on Saturdays, but they came in and took care of it because they made a mistake, and I got my job done on Saturday like I was supposed to. They take us on trips. They'll take their top contractors to Jamaica or Cabo or, you know, every year. They put together great events, golfing tournaments and things like that. And just
beautiful.
It's an amazing family-owned company, and they're the last of their kind because they are the biggest in the roofing supply and construction supply, but all of the others have been purchased by private equity or have been absorbed into larger companies. ABC Supply maintains its solo standing as a family-owned business, and it's basically it's determined that when she dies, it's already written in that the family is going to continue to do this if they wish, and nobody is going to be able to sell to private equity. So I think it's a pretty cool story. story. And like I say, from a
Beautiful
from
story.
Wisconsin, milking cows, struggling teenage mother, marrying a roofer, which is probably a crazy endeavor in its own right.
Yeah.
And Lord knows there was probably some struggles there. And then what it turned into was an absolute, an amazing story. And for that, I think she should be definitely at one point, she will go down as one of the greatest women in history that nobody has ever really heard of outside of the industry that I'm in.
Right.
And it's
That's
funny
awesome.
because I was arguing with the guy one day and he said Oprah was the richest woman in America. And I
Oh,
said, no,
no.
Oprah is not. Diane Hendricks is, and she does a lot for the community. She's in Wisconsin. I've got friends that live in Wisconsin, and they say that, her thumbprint is all over the community. She donates millions and millions and millions of dollars annually to help keep things nice, to beautify, to build. And just one of those people that's giving back in a great way that probably doesn't even want the recognition, but probably deserves it more than just about anybody. And there you go. And I am working on getting her on my podcast. I don't know that that's going to work, but
you never
if
know.
it does,
Oh,
I will simulcast on Going On Daily as well. Because Diane Hendricks is a nice lady, and she probably would do it if I could ever meet her acquaintance. So there you go. That's America's richest self-made woman, and she's in the roofing industry. And I think that that's probably a stat that nobody else would have known. And if you go ask 100 people on the street, nobody's going to say Diane Hendricks is the richest self-made woman in America, but she is.
Wow.
Linda McMahon is awesome as well.
Wow. That's really beautiful. And it's really nice because it shows, it ripples down. However management is or the owners, it ripples down. And when all the stores are consistently so kind and so, wanting to serve, it's a reflection of her. So it makes sense that she does all the donations and she does everything she does in her town. It's beautiful. What an example. She needs to be on like even, bigger networks too. People got to know about her because it's very inspiring. And also the fact that she turned around when her husband passed, some people might crash, some people might crumble. And instead she enhanced it beyond recognition.
Yeah, they never anticipated it would get as big as it has, I'm sure.
Beautiful.
And I think it's awesome. And the cool thing about them too, they do promote from within. My sales rep that I had here in San Antonio just got promoted and built and opened a branch in Laredo, Texas, about 4 hours away. Yeah. In his place, I was able to choose my new sales rep, and I chose a young lady who's 24 years old that just got into this industry. And that's another key example where, that's an opportunity that you may not get if you're working for other companies, but she does an awesome job, goes above and beyond to take care of us. And like you say, it's a direct reflection of the leadership, and everybody there's got an amazing attitude towards helping and customer service. So there you go, Diane. They help you go down in history, my friend.
Yeah, they should be modeling her business for all other businesses to follow, right?
Everybody should, but they don't. No. Everyone thinks they're smarter than everybody else, and that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. And they think they can do it differently and get away with it, get the same results with less, and that doesn't work.
Never does.
No. Oh, well, what wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Chuck.
Really absolutely. I always love to bring a roofing success story into the deal because, like I said, nobody would have guessed that the richest woman in the world is a roofing supply company owner.
No, I was expecting a CEO or something like that. I never imagined it would be a woman in roofing. So that's even more spectacular.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm going to share about some women also. I'm doing a little bit different. It's not history, although, yesterday's history, so technically it's history. But there are some women that are creating a movement that is pretty impressive for me. Yesterday, we had a gathering on the island for Women's Day, and where a lot of local artists came and they shared poetry and paintings and music and things like that. And there's a woman that I know, just more like an acquaintance, not quite a friend, but we've known each other for years. And she was sharing about a movement called Women in White. Have you heard about that?
I have not, though I am very excited to learn more.
Yeah. And so I don't have a whole lot of my own retained information, so I will be reading a lot. I did some research so I could get some good information. And so what the Women in White is about is they're a global peace initiative co-created by two women from opposite sides of one of the world's most painful conflicts.
Okay.
An Israeli woman and a Palestinian woman.
Can be done.
Forbidden friendships, like going beyond sides. And that's very much in alignment with the way I live and my philosophy of life too. So when this friend was speaking about that, I was like, wow, that really resonates. So in their vision is to bring together 100,000 women, and they're from all over the world. There's women that are joined this from all over the world, every color, every race, even from the opposite side of the war, of each side, and they're meeting together in a nonviolent way for peace. And what they envision is 100,000 women dressed in white standing together in a war zone as a nonviolent human presence, refusing to take sides and instead protecting all life. Beautiful, right? And what I loved about it too is like their mission is like, let's wake up our humanity. Let's get beyond sides, and we're all humans.
What a concept.
And to meet as human beings and learn how to work through difference and conflict and find a way that can make things even better, perhaps, through listening to each other, through understanding each other. And that touched my heart so deeply. And so the color white symbolizes peace, neutrality, and a shared humanity that transcends nationality, religion, or politics. Their message is essentially end war, live peace. And the movement is rooted in the history of the nonviolent resistance, inspired by the belief that collective courage and compassion can interrupt cycles of violence. And participants envision women from every culture, religion, and background standing together, not against anyone, but for life itself. And that I love, right? It's about life. When you think of everything that's going on right now, and for me, it's like, quite honestly, children fighting in the sandbox, only they got rocks. It's like there's just so little emotional maturity and capacity to resolve conflict. And like I was saying, ripples down. So that ripples down into people. When we see that example in the world, then people think, well, fighting in war is natural. But it's not. And what's interesting though too is like our biology is not wired for communication when there's conflict. So there is that valid truth. Our biology is not wired for that in terms of the limbic brain. But we are wired to grow our frontal brain to be able to access deeper thought, problem solve, connect the dots kind of thinking. But to do that, to access that, we have to want it. We have to put the effort. The moment when I want to react, I got to put the effort to morph it into, okay, let me just take a pause and let me think, right? Let me try to tune into a higher perspective, or even be open to one, even if I don't see it. And so that's basically what these two women are bringing as an example as well. They're from opposite sides of the fence. And they're saying that doesn't matter. We're human. We all have families. We all have the same needs. We all want to love and give love and receive love. We all want harmony. We all want peace, right? And so that is a beautiful example. And for me, one of my favorite poems from Rumi. Are you familiar with Rumi?
I am not.
Oh, so
I'm all about learning. Let's go.
Okay, so he's a I think it was Hafiz was the 13th century. I think Rumi was 16th century. I think it was 16th century poet from Iran. And he wrote the most beautiful poems about life and being human and living in relationship to life and into relationship with each other. And one of the excerpts from one of my favorite poems from him is, he says, beyond the ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field. Let's meet there. And that has defined my life. I read that in my late 20s or early 30s. And it just resonated so deeply. And that's where I always go. So whenever there's conflict, I go there. Where's the field? Inside myself, where's the field? Because as soon as we're too one-sided, that's the source of war. That's the source of everything that falls apart, because there's no reciprocity and joy of sharing and learning with each other and finding a solution together, right? Then it's just I'm right, you're wrong. And that doesn't exist, not in relationship, nowhere. So the two girls, one of them, her name is Aida Shibli. She is a Palestinian peace worker and activist who has long been involved in dialogue and reconciliation efforts between Palestinians and Israelis. Her work often centers on healing trauma created by war, encouraging honest dialogue across divides, and building spaces where people from opposing sides can meet as humans. Despite living within the deep and painful realities of the conflict, she has chosen to dedicate her life to the possibility of reconciliation. And she often speaks about the courage required to stay open-hearted in the face of immense suffering and conflict. And that is the hardest work. And again, that's where the limbic brain comes in. The limbic brain's like, hell no, I'm not going to be compassionate. But the frontal brain's like, wait a minute, where can we connect? Where can we find a meeting point of oneness, of sameness, so that we can move from that moment of sameness to find the solution versus focusing on differences? Because the more we focus on differences, the further apart we come, right? So it's so universal, right? And not many people, I didn't know about this movement, so I'm so happy I went to that event to find out. And then Miki Kashtan is the other woman, and she's an Israeli-born writer, mediator, and teacher of nonviolent communication who has spent decades working on conflict transformation. She's also the founder of the Nonviolent Global Liberation. I didn't know that existed. A project dedicated to creating social systems based on compassion and shared humanity. Her work explores nonviolent communication, systems of domination and liberation, collective healing after conflict, and she's written extensively about the emotional and historical complexity of the Israeli-Palestinian relationship and about finding ways to meet beyond blame. It's beautiful, right? And the extraordinary thing about this movement is that they come from opposite sides. So they're living the truth. They're living what they're preaching and they're teaching, right? And in many places, being friends like that, it's actually forbidden, right? It's dangerous or impossible,
Yeah.
right? And so they're risking their lives doing this too, to speak for humanity, for humanity's sake and life's sake, right? Not about self. Right? Whether that self is identified through country or whatever, it's like, no, let's find that path of our mutual humanity. And I just love that. That really touched my heart.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's so beautiful. And it begs the question though. If
Mm-hmm.
these ladies are able to unify and able to see past all of the absolute, like you say, complete polar opposites, total differences, they're forbidden from even being friends.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that in America? Why can't we do that in other parts of the world? I go here and it's like, I can't believe some of the people and some of the things that people will do just to argue with others, or just to prove that, I'm better than you, or you're stupid because you believe this and that means you're that. And to me, I'm shocked by this because my entire life has been like, I am trying to be neutral to the world, and I've always been neutral to the world. And I try not to be controversial. And sometimes I make people mad, but that's a little different situation. But I try very hard to be very neutral. My political stuff, I never discuss politics. I never discuss religious because I realize that no matter what you say, someone's going to
be offended. Yeah, they're
going to take it the wrong way, and you're going to end up having to deal with all kinds of backlash over something that could be incredibly basic. And then you see these ladies, and it's like, guys, come on, like seriously, look at what they're doing, and we can't even get our act together enough to, we can't even be friends if someone's wearing a hat that has a color to it, or if someone's got a sticker on the back of their car or whatever.
Yeah.
Instantly the enemy. And I think that's sad. I think it's all by design. I think our world is designed so that if we all hate each other and we never actually see the beauty in each and every one of us, that we'll never truly be free. But try to do your best to have a good day today, and try to do something nice for a stranger out there. That's what I would like to see everybody do today, is just go do something nice for someone that you don't know. maybe
Yeah.
even someone that you would typically look at and say, you know what? I don't think that person and I would get along, or I don't think we would see things the same way. You'd be
Yeah.
shocked at sometimes how much everything can all come back and how much we all do have in common. So
Yeah, absolutely. And if you know, the macro and the micro, whenever we focus on differences, we are creating suffering and conflict. And we are moving further and further away of any kind of a solution. So connecting at our sameness, where we meet in the same level, the same aspects like our humanity, when we start looking for solutions from that point of entry, that's when things can change. But we have to humble ourselves. We have to be willing to say, oh, maybe I don't know everything there is to know. Maybe I should take some time to know, right? And then also know that every living creature deserves respect, human, animal, nature, everything. I mean, when you think of what goes into everything that's created, the intelligence, the beauty, the attention, and to just like disregard it because you have a mood or because of whatever. Yeah, it's just something, I just really pray for us to learn on a more mass scale, like you're saying, like, let's get it together. Let's override these differences that just keep more pain and suffering perpetuated in the world. Right? And it starts in our relationships, it starts with us too. And we can also ripple upward, right? It's not as easy, but but we can do that too with each action that we take. And so I thought these women were just so inspiring, and I just love it. I just love anything and anyone who is on the side of humanity. Team humanity, right? Team humanity. Let's come together. Let's find a way that doesn't have to cause harm. Yeah, that's what I like. That's their message. Yeah,
seems like a good idea to me. I'm all in on it. Let's go.
yeah, and they're gonna make history because they're doing it. They're already doing that, so it's great. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, love it too. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, and so now you're gonna share with us your sorry, just drop something. Your 25-hour day, so you get an extra day in the week. How do you do that?
Oh, let me tell you a little bit
Hour
about it.
Yeah.
So last Friday was my birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
That's not. I mean, I didn't say it for that purpose, but thank
course
you. I
not.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's key to the story, though.
Okay.
I get up every morning early. I go and I have a very solid routine that I stick to every single day. I was at the gym this morning at 4 a.m. and I'll be there tomorrow at 4 a.m. and the next day and the day after and the day after. And I was there yesterday at 4 a.m. as well. So I have a pretty well planned out schedule. But sometimes when things like birthdays show up on the calendar, you have other things that kind of come into play with your day-to-day activities. So this past Friday, my birthday, I got up, I went and did my gym. I had to go meet with a homeowner for my roofing company for a little repair that we took care of, which we knocked out. We got it going. Everything was good. I was scheduled to go play golf with a couple of my buddies on Friday afternoon, but we had a little bit of a threat of rain, so we decided to push that back until Saturday.
Okay.
So my friends, Rodney and Reese Lawson out of Kaufman, Texas, which is pretty far from San Antonio, they got on an airplane and they flew to San Antonio Friday afternoon so that we could hang out and go play golf together.
Cool.
It's kind of an annual tradition. This is the third consecutive year of us doing that, or fourth consecutive year. So it's really kind of a fun little tradition. And
Beautiful.
he says we're going to be in at about 2 o'clock, whatever. So, okay, I'm up, I'm doing my work. I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning because I get up that time every day. And I normally go to bed at about 7 at night. You know, it's just, I have a weird schedule, but my buddies are coming in, they're coming to town. We're going to go out to dinner. We're going to have fun. We're going to play golf the next day. So we do all that. We go out to dinner, we're chatting, having a good time, go back, sit down, start talking about business, start talking about all kinds of different things. And the next thing I know, it's like 10 o'clock at night. So I have been up for like 18, 19 hours, whatever the number is at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I will get to Jake's question here in just a minute. You don't have to worry about that, Jake. I'll tell you all about it. But So we have a golf tee time scheduled for Saturday morning because my buddies have to get back to their home because Rodney's granddaughter and his son Reese's niece had
Mhm.
a daddy-daughter dance thing
Oh,
at her school, and her father is a firefighter. He was on duty, so they were going to take her to the daddy-daughter dance. So we had to time this out pretty well. It had to be, we got to start early. We have to be done before noon so we could make this all work, get to the airport and all that. Well,
mhm.
we have to get up early in order to go play golf at 7:50. So I go home. It's about 10:30, and I tell myself, well, I'm not going to miss my gym because
Mhm.
I don't like to miss the gym. It's my
Yeah.
fault that I'm out at 10:30 and I should have been in bed 3 hours ago. But I set my alarm for 3 o'clock. So basically, this is giving me at this point, I'm almost on 20 hours,
Right.
and I get sidetracked by something. I start working on it, and next thing you know, it's like 5 a.m. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, now I'm on 27 hours or whatever, right? So my 25-hour day is actually way more than 25. I use 25 as just kind of a laughing point,
Yeah.
but I end up staying awake. We go play golf, had a great time Saturday. I end up at about 1 o'clock getting back to my house, and I start getting into a new project I'm working on, which is a website redesign for my company because I
Okay.
just rebranded my company
Oh,
and
cool.
I've got a new mascot and a new logo and all that stuff. So we're going through and rebranding it, and I'm doing this myself. Never
Wow.
done this before in my life, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm working
You're
my way
doing it.
through it, right?
Mhm.
I went to bed and I think I might have slept for about an hour or two. And then I keep getting these thoughts in my mind about how I want to do the website. So I
I know
get
how
up
it is.
yesterday from 5:30 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. I literally was on my computer all day working on this website. So I
Mhm.
think I come to you today on about 4 hours sleep since
Wow.
Thursday.
Wow.
And maybe it's not a 25-hour day. It's probably more like a 100-hour day at this
Yeah,
point. But
sounds like it. Yeah,
we
yeah.
got a lot of stuff done. And the reality of the matter is, I feel pretty sharp. I
Yeah.
think that maybe sleep is overrated. And I may have learned this over the last couple of days. I'm an
Wow.
8 hour a night sleep guy, but I don't think so. I think from now on,
Wow.
I'm gonna just gonna stay awake. I'm gonna enjoy my time on this earth and just not sleep anymore. See how it plays out for me.
Wow, okay.
There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get those creative, urges, right?
Oh, yeah, and our
Sometimes
our
you
website
have
looks
things that
amazing. March
oh, yeah.
20th, I can definitely what am I doing? I may not be able to do the sports show that day because I am going to be in Dallas, Texas. I'll tell Jake real quick what Rio Blanco is. It's my roofing company based in San Antonio, Texas. We are gonna be on the 19th and 20th in Dallas working on a $750,000 condo, and I have a film crew coming in from out of state to do video documentation for us, so I'm not
Cool.
100% sure that I'll be able to do it on the 20th, but maybe I'll let you know.
Okay.
So there you go. I
That's
just answered all the
awesome.
questions in our comments there, and I am cool with being the Rhode Island Broadcasting Bubba the Love Sponge because I'm a
Bubble of
big
Love
fan.
Sponge? That's so cute.
It's a radio show guy here in the United States, and I'm a huge fan. So hey, that's cool.
Oh,
I was
beautiful.
offended at first because he's really fat, and I didn't like that comparison, but here we are. I get up and go to the gym at 3 o'clock every day. So I don't
Yeah.
look like Bubba the Love Sponge, but I sound like him. And that's
You're
good.
you're the Bubble of Fit Love Sponge.
There we have it. And Chuck's going to be on HGTV. We actually did try to put a reality show together about 5 years ago that we
Okay.
presented to HGTV and it did not get bought. But good call there, Jake. It's already been attempted.
Oh, wow. Cool. Cool.
That would have
Well,
been fun. I'm gonna get a reality show at some point. I did just this past week, and I want to share this. It's got nothing to do with anything.
mhm.
I did finalize my deal with a company to be my sponsor for the largest roofing convention in November in
Wow.
Oklahoma City to do my podcast
Congratulations.
live at their booth. So
Hey,
if you guys are in Oklahoma
congratulations.
City in November, stop by RoofCon and be on Keeping It Rio.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Chuck.
There we go.
What a
Hard
great
work. It pays off, everybody.
yeah, hard work, momentum, not giving up, all of that. Yeah.
Yep. I just did my 250th episode last week, and it's pretty crazy. Although I will say this, episode 251, which I'm not sure if it's out yet on Rhode Island Broadcasting, it was a doozy as well. I had a young lady that worked in the golf industry, and she had some crazy stories about getting a wedding present from President Donald Trump before he was the president. He owns all these golf courses, and Donald Trump called her husband on their wedding day and congratulated him on their wedding, sent them a very expensive gift that she tried to return. She got talked out of returning it by the person at the store. So she kept the gift that Trump gave her. And many years later, when they were moving, one of the movers broke it. So it ended up in the garbage.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. If you want to hear that whole story, ladies and gentlemen, go check it out on RIBroadcasting.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Watch that. Wow. That's awesome. Awesome stories. Awesome sharings, Chuck. Thank you for that.
I got too much caffeine in me this morning.
Yeah, and very few hours of sleep, right?
I think I'm in good form right now. I think I could do one time I did a 9-hour live broadcast. I think I could do that today.
Wow. I do agree with you. There's times when I don't have a lot of sleep, when I'm on those creative binges, and also my energy feels a lot crisper and sharper too.
Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm going to continue to work on this today, and I've got it's going to take me a month to do. So I'm just trying my best to get as much as I could get, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, another talk at the women's event yesterday got me to do my second topic because it also fits with the first one. Have you ever noticed in Bali, there's a lot of checkerboard patterning materials, like they wrap it around trees, sacred temples, statues, shrines, and around their spiritual guardians? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever noticed?
Potentially, but it wasn't something that caught my eye. So here we go. I'm looking forward to learning something again. This is I'm learning a lot today on our show, folks. Going on Daily is a very educational program as well as entertaining.
Yes, it's fun. And so I did more research on this yesterday too, after the show too. And so they used the black and white checkerboards as understanding that life is dual in nature. And instead of pitching big black against big white, they say, no, they put them beside each other to create balance. And that's what the checkerboard basically means. So that the alternating black and white squares, they represent duality. That they understand that life contains opposites, and they are okay with that. Light and dark, joy and sorrow, creation and destruction, order and chaos, and strength and vulnerability. These are all the contrasts that we experience in being human, right? And the Balinese understand that these opposites are not enemies. And this fits with my belief systems too, what I've learned in life, which I really appreciate. They are partners in the dance of existence. So I always call it the dance of duality. That's what one of the terms that I use is, life is an improvisation, and without contrast, we're not going to experience anything. And so it's about learning how to manage and navigate those contrasts in a way that we can actually leverage them to create good and to create our life and to know ourselves, versus having it pit against each other. And then like the sides with the two women, right? Instead of pitting against each other, like, no, let's see, we've got these two sides and there's validity in these two sides, but there's something even stronger beyond the sides, right? And so I thought that was really beautiful. And so they say, like, without darkness, light cannot be perceived. Without challenge, growth cannot emerge. And without sorrow, joy would have no depth. And I had a recent experience, which was really sweet, with my godson about a week ago. They were visiting us here on the island. And I bought them some water colors. I have a godson and a goddaughter. He's 6 and she's 3. And he was painting, and he made this spectrum of sort of a middle dark brown and getting darker to black, right? And then he painted his name in dark blue. But on the black part, he couldn't see the letters. And it was such a beautiful moment because he was confused. He says, why can't I see the letters? I've already painted them. Right? There wasn't any neural networks formed in his brain to understand. He just knew that he painted the letters and he couldn't see them. And I was like, oh, I said, on the dark, you have to paint the letters in light colors. And on the light part, you paint it with the dark. And that's how you can see them. And then after that, I was reflecting, yeah, that's a beautiful metaphor, right?
Yes.
It's just like so perfect. It was so innocent and so beautiful. It's one of the richest moments. It was just like, wow, it's just a beautiful moment. And so that ties in, right? It's like we need that contrast. And there's that understanding in the Balinese, right? And also that the deeper concept behind this cloth, it's called a raw bineda, which means two differences that create harmony. Two differences that create harmony. Look at that. We always, in our culture, especially, we look at differences as creating dissonance. But two differences can create harmony as well. It teaches us that life is made of complementary forces. So instead of trying to eliminate one side, the goal is to maintain balance between them. Beautiful, right? This philosophy shapes many aspects of Balinese life. Their spiritual practices, their architecture, their ceremonies, their relationships with nature. They recognize that both forces belong to life. Isn't that beautiful? Imagine if we grew with that, if we're taught that.
That's an amazing. That's amazing, and I'll tell you what, it's changed my entire perspective on checkers and checkerboards.
Yeah.
I've always viewed checkers as contentious, and like now it's war, it's battle, and certainly nothing harmonious has ever happened to me playing checkers. I have probably more often than not gotten frustrated and done the whole, this is stupid. I hate this game, but there's a lot of wisdom in that, and I think that now. Maybe I'll look at that a little bit differently. And the next time I play checkers and I'm getting beat by that little 6-7-year-old kid, I won't get as frustrated. I won't cuss at him. And I won't walk away in anger because we need to have that harmony. So
balance
there you go.
Find the harmony and the dissonance, right?
There you go.
The checkerboard pattern is intentionally woven so the colors are interdependent. Right? Without it, they wouldn't be. It's just beautiful, the whole idea. So one checker only exists because the other is beside it. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a reminder that
speaks on humanity.
Yeah, darkness cannot cancel the light, and the light also does not erase the darkness. Together, they create a pattern in life, the pattern of life. It's beautiful, right? So this wisdom echoes teachings found across many traditions. I've been touched by the way of the Tao as well. I studied acupressure, and the way of the Tao was in there as well, with the yin and the yang, right? Sufism, I spent many years with the Sufi elders and teachers as well. And so there's that balancing element with their teachings as well. And they integrate all religions and traditions. Their focus is just the love that connects us all, right? So it's another beautiful, beautiful wisdom. And in psychology, we call it the shadow and the conscious self. So duality is a part of life. I always say that it's always going to be there. It's never going to go away. We're never going to have never war. We're never going to have only light. But when we can strike a balance, right? Like this checkerboard, how can I create a balance in my life? There's certain things that there's going to be challenges, right? That's a part of it. So how do I balance that? What skills can I develop in myself? Right? What do I need to learn about myself? What do I need to learn about life versus thinking I already know everything? And that's the problem. Everybody thinks they know everything, but nobody knows nothing.
None of us know anything. That's the reality.
We all know just like this much, right? But our ego's like, no, I got it all. I know it all, right? And so it's like we got to humble ourselves, and that humility opens grace. That humility opens love. That humility opens connection. To say, okay, there's just the reason I don't see and understand things right now is because I don't see I don't see everything. So let me look for more, right? If I don't find clarity, then that means it's a call for me to look deeper, to inquire more. And so I really loved this metaphor of the checkerboard for that reason too, right? It's just so simple and so beautiful, and I had no idea. So anyway, so today's show, because yesterday I was like, what am I going to talk about? I wasn't sure on my themes, and then I went there. I was like, there you go, there they are. Right.
And today's show has been very informative, and I think we've told some stories that nobody would have ever thought anything of, and that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
We want to open people's minds. We want to make them laugh and smile, and also maybe rethink the way that they're going to go about their day to day. And I think that we have accomplished all three.
I think so too.
I've been waiting for these guys beside you in this truck to get out, but I don't know. I thought we were going to have ourselves some special guests potentially there for a second, but I guess they must have gotten out the other side.
Yeah, maybe, or they're just sitting there. But the sun is actually starting to come out now. You can see it over the horizon. It's nice and glowing orange. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it there. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
The sun's coming out. Yeah. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
And this is waiting for the ferry.
This is waiting for the ferry. It's the best commute. It's a 55-minute ferry to the mainland. So
real quick, for those people live in Texas or somewhere in like Iowa right now that have no idea what a ferry is, why don't you tell us what a ferry is? Because it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, well, it's a really, really, really big boat that you can drive on. They can hold about 360 cars, I think. 360 vehicles. Yeah, they're pretty big. And yeah, and you can also walk on. And so they service the islands. So from the mainland, so we have a big island that most people know about called Vancouver Island, right? And that's the main tourist island. And then we have the Gulf Islands, which I'm one of those islands. And they're smaller islands. Like our island is just 17 kilometers wide and 34 kilometers long. And we only have like 1,000 people that live here. We don't even have a bank because we don't have enough people to have a bank. So all we have is ATM machines to withdraw money. And then you have
I was going to say, if you don't have a bank, what do you do for money? Do you guys just, you
use
go around and trade goods?
Yeah, well, we do that too on the island too. That happens a lot. We have lots of people who have, chickens and homegrown beef and things like that. So yeah, so there is that community element here. And then there's other islands that are a bit larger, Pender Island, Saturna Island, and Salt Spring Island. And so the ferry, oh wait, there's a ferry. Oh, let me come out of the car. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, nice. Because this is not what I was expecting at all when I said what's a ferry. I was expecting you to say like a paddle wheel boat or something like that, like one of those ones. Oh, look at it. It's like, that thing's huge.
Yeah, they're massive.
That is totally not what I thought you were talking about at all.
Yeah, they're massive.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be one of those little, with the paddle wheels on it that roll down the water like that.
Oh, like in the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, was I wrong. There you go. I just learned that there are boats that take people from island to island.
Yeah.
And you can drive your car on it. You say it holds 300 plus
360 cars. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a community in its own right there.
Yeah.
I like it. So how much does something like that cost? You're going to get on. It's a 55-minute ride. What does something like that cost? Just to put in perspective.
Well, from the island to the mainland, it's $45.
Oh, that's terrific.
And then from the mainland to here, it's $95. So we get a discount from coming from the islands.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's better than a plane ticket. Probably more peaceful.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy the view, or are you just kind of sitting in your car waiting 55 minutes till you get there?
Oh, no, I enjoy the view. I enjoy everything. I enjoy the view all the time. Yeah.
You can get out. They have like shuffleboard and stuff like that. They have, restaurants.
No. Well, they do have a restaurant. Yeah. They have a White Spot. Yeah. They have a White Spot, basically, is the food supplier. Yeah. And then they have an upper deck so you can be outside if it's nice out and you can watch the view. And sometimes, there's also a through fare ferry, which takes 4 hours. This only is 55 minutes. But if I missed a ferry, then I can go through Victoria and then from Victoria to Vancouver. And sometimes I've actually done that intentionally because it's like being on a cruise through the islands. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. So it's a great way to commute. It's pretty awesome. I feel very
you
blessed.
hit on something there. We've got public buses here, and I would not ride on a public bus in San Antonio, Texas for any amount of money. So I'm very jealous of the fact that you've got such an amazing way to transport from place to place and you don't have to worry about getting killed. So
oh my God,
much better than what we've got going on over here.
Thank God for that. Oh yeah. So my ferry leaves in 25 minutes. So we'll be finishing the show shortly and just in time. Yeah.
There
but
that's amazing.
One time we ran later and I actually drove onto the ferry while we were on the show. I think I was with Ron or something like that. That was fun.
I'm not going to lie. That would probably be one of the coolest things that could happen. And you just, hey, we do a play-by-play. That's my thing. And like I say, remote locations are cool because you never know what could happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
Well, now I need to go find a ferry somewhere. There's definitely not one in San Antonio. I think the closest thing we have here is at the Riverwalk. We've got like a glass bottom boat that you can ride through. But the Riverwalk is like 2 feet deep, and it's not really like the
That's kind of
same.
cool. Wow.
It's all right. I mean, if you ever come to San Antonio, you'll have to go to the Riverwalk. But if you live here, you're like, I don't really want to go to the Riverwalk, to be honest. There's too many tourists there. San Antonio is a tourist town, but some of the best stuff is the things that the tourists don't know about. And that's probably why it's the best, because
Right.
tourists, some of them are a little bit strange. I'll just say.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first moved here to Galiano Island, I used to be here part-time. I had my business in the city and I taught dance, expressive dance, and I had my massage practice. And so I would go back and forth. I became the practitioner, one of the main practitioners at the hotel here. And when I first came here, you could go on the ferry during the week, and sometimes I would be the only person on the ferry. It was so empty.
Oh, wow.
We were hidden. We were like the hidden.
And they only have one size ferry. They don't have like a third ship that holds like 100 cars or anything like that. It's same thing.
Yeah, for the mainland, it's the same one. Like they do have smaller ones for inter-island, but for going to the city.
I gotta say, fuel prices. I don't know what something like that costs to gas up, but to have just a couple people on it. I mean, I used to get on flights in the middle of the night, and there would be like 5, 6 people on an airline flight, and I don't think they do that anymore. I think the airlines got conscious of what was going on, and now they force everybody to be packed in like sardines, and they cancel and delay until they can make that happen. So
yeah, and now, so we had I guess it's about 7 years ago, a restaurant opened on the island. So it's like a farm to table restaurant called Pilgrim.
Nice.
And Air Canada featured them in their magazine.
There you go.
That put us on the map. So now we are loaded with tourists in the summer season. Even in the slow seasons now, the ferries are still full. And it never used to be like that, so it's pretty incredible how we've grown. There's a beauty to it, but like you're saying, there's sometimes tourists.
There's a beauty to it until it's like, okay, now it's annoying. And
like we have
I
more.
understand. I've been in San Antonio. This Friday will make 7 years.
Wow.
Since I moved here. And I told myself 7 years is the window for which you have to accept the fact that you're not local. You can't complain about anything. I never was able to complain about the mayor or any of the stuff that goes on. Okay. When Monday hits, it'll be 7 years.
So now you can.
I will then become a true San Antonian. And then I'm going to be like, I don't want any of these people coming into my town anymore. There's too many of them. It was okay when I did it 7 years ago, but
not for anybody anymore.
Too many people followed me in. I think like a couple million people followed me here, and we don't need that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a touchy topic here, tourists and that, and how it's grown. I've been here now 20 years, I guess. Holy cow, 19, 20 years. And they used to say you're not an islander until you've been here 10 years as well. So I'm long past that. So I'm definitely an islander now, even though
That's what they told me about Texas, 10 years. And it was like, I waited 10 years and now I'm Texan. And now it's 7 years to become an actual native San Antonian. And I'm almost there. So can't wait. I'm going to be a Spurs fan on Monday.
That's
our basketball team.
Oh,
we have a professional team. And I always joke and I tell people I won't be a Spurs fan because I didn't grow up here and I wasn't. But 7 years is my window. So Monday, I will be a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Wow. Okay.
And they happen to be really good this year. So coincidence.
Say that again. Sorry, it went out.
They happen to be really good this year. So great coincidence.
It's a perfect year. Now you're going to put your force behind them and they're going to be even better.
That's it. I tell people we did our mascot here. This is my donkey. His name is Jack. And we created him at the end of January. And he moved to San Antonio to be part of my company. And basically, the San Antonio Spurs had not lost a game the entire month of February. They were undefeated. And it was because Jack moved to San Antonio and he's a winner. So I feel like I'm actually 100% directly responsible for their current success. And therefore, I've earned the right to call myself a fan because they would suck if it weren't for me. So,
own it.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Own it.
And I know Ron will agree. He's a sports guy. He knows San Antonio was terrible until Jack showed up a month ago. Now, they were pretty good this year, but undefeated since he's been here, and I'll take that.
Okay, cool. Cool. Well, I hope you have a good game.
Yep, everything's going to be good. It's going to be a wonderful day, and
Awesome.
looks like it's about time for us to bid adieu to our audience today
Yes,
and
it
to wish
is.
you well on your trip home.
Thank
You'll be
you.
home in
Thank
about an hour and
you.
a half, probably, right?
Yeah, once I get there, it's an hour ferry, and it's about 40-minute drive to our place. Yeah,
All
so
right. There you
yeah.
go. You run a couple red lights, you get there in 30 minutes, and everybody wins. And I definitely wish you safe travels today, my friend.
You too.
Everybody that watches our show,
Okay.
we love you guys. We appreciate it. Monday mornings are so fun for me because I have on my calendar going on daily at 9 o'clock every week.
Yeah.
And it gets me out of doing roofing appointments. Don't tell anybody.
Oh,
But
that's fun.
I also love it because it's fun and we get to talk and
It's
have a
fun.
great time and interact with our people. So
Yeah, yeah,
thank
and
you to everybody that watches.
I love all the hosts where it's just such a good group of human beings. It's such a fun experience to be a part of this show. Yeah, and so tomorrow, everybody, Tuesday there's no show tomorrow, but Wednesday, Ron and Kyle will be here again for you guys.
There you
And
go.
with that, based on the theme of today, follow your dreams, put the effort, give the momentum, create momentum, and learn to stand gracefully within within life's contrasts. And when we can do that, we are unstoppable. We have so much power and potential for good. And I wish that. I wish goodness upon all of you, everybody. Little sprinkles of goodness, and that we can bring more sprinkles of goodness to others as well. That's what makes it so beautiful to be alive. Yeah. With
Very
that,
well said. I can't beat that. So
okay.
until next week, everybody.
Till
We'll
next
see
week.
y'all later.
Many blessings.